Okay, welcome back. This time to the Citadel for Metal Fellowship at progressiverockcentral.com. And joining me today are the members of the band Tierra Vacía. And we have Matthew Murius. I hope I'm saying that right. And Sophia Burr, who is the new lead singer. So this is really exciting to be the first one, I guess, hopefully, to interview her and get her perspective, not only on this album, but then the future of the band as well. Do you guys want to say hi or anything before we jump in?
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having us. I'm happy to be here. I know it took a while to get our schedules to align, but I'm glad we finally made it work.
It's well worth the wait. No, I think this is going to be a great discussion. Sophia.
Yeah, thank you for having me here today. I'm so excited. I only joined the band a very short time ago, so I am so happy to be able to do so many new things and fantastic things right away, right off the bat. That has been so fantastic for me. So thank you for having me.
Definitely. So we're going to be talking about their new album, Rumble. But before we do, just tell us, Matthew, a little bit about how you guys got together, how you started, what got you into music, and go from there.
Okay, well, I started playing music when I was very little. I first started on piano actually. And then I started taking guitar lessons, and I've always kind of played drums also, even though I haven't always taken like official lessons, but I've always played drums. So, I've played guitar for about like maybe 9 years by now. I stopped playing piano just to focus more on guitar and drums. But about like 2 years ago, I wrote the first song on this album, which was Rumble. I was inspired by a sermon that I heard from a guest pastor at my church. And then I guess the other songs just came after that. I co-wrote some of them with my friend Shaden. And then I wanted just to play the songs like in like a band. So I got some of my friends together from a music conservatory that I was at, and we kind of just naturally formed the band. Then we recorded the album, and then those band members had to leave just because of different like personal reasons, like the time commitment and different things. They wanted to pursue other music. So I'm just really excited to have Sophia, and actually her brother William is the guitarist now. So yeah, that's kind of how the band formed.
Okay. Um, and Sophia, do you want to talk about your how you connected with this band and how you jumped aboard, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been playing music pretty much for my whole life. I've been singing for as long as I can remember, even though I haven't had always taken vocal lessons. I started the harp when I was 9, the violin when I
Wow.
was 10, kind of not really picked up the guitar a couple of years ago, just kind of for fun. But I started taking classical voice lessons a couple of years ago now. And that was when I really started focusing on voice as kind of a main instrument. So the classical training, the classical technique, getting into repertoire, very basic beginning of opera, that type of thing. That was very, very interesting and exciting to me for a while. And I honestly did not think that that would ever fit into a symphonic rock band or metal music at all. I didn't know that there was a space for that kind of singing in Matthew's kind of music. So when he first asked me, I thought there to be his lead singer, I thought I don't even see how this is possible, how that would even fit together. But then I really got into his music and some of the other bands he was showing me that have inspired him over the years. And I thought this is exactly the kind of music I want to be singing. It's the kind of music I'm being trained to sing. And it's definitely a message that I want to be sharing right now.
Excellent. Well, that's a good meeting serendipity. It has its way. Um, well, What are some of your both of your influences as far as music, um, bands, albums? What are some of your favorite bands and favorite albums?
My favorite band is actually Dream Theater. See the Dream Theater albums on your wall. That's
Yeah,
cool. I love Awake album and Image and Words. Um, so Dream Theater is like my favorite band of all time. John
they are
Petrucci is
great.
my favorite guitarist. I love all their albums. I love the band Angra, also Epica, Ronnie James Dio, like old school metal like Metallica and Iron Maiden. Um, also like Queensryche. I see the Queensryche album. That's
Yeah,
cool. That's like one of my favorite Queensryche albums. Also,
good.
I like some country music. I also like George Strait, Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson. So yeah,
And I forgot to say, you guys are from Nashville, right? Or that's kind of your base,
I'm I'm actually I live in Arrington now. It's a little bit south of Nashville. I'm actually
Kentucky.
from Miami, Florida. We moved
Oh,
here like 5 years ago at this point. So yeah.
Yeah,
and
so
you
I'll jump in. Oh,
go
sorry.
ahead. No, no, I was just
Yeah.
gonna say, are you in Nashville as well, or
Yeah, I'm in the Nashville area,
okay?
south of Nashville, pretty much. But my family is originally from Minnesota. We moved here when I was
Oh,
8. But for most, I call Tennessee my home. So
okay.
I've lived here for a while. So, and to go on to my favorite music artists and bands, I'm afraid I have not listened to a whole lot of metal or the
Yeah,
type of music that Matthew was listing off. I mean, I like folk and some country, just living here in the Nashville area. I also love listening to Broadway, so people like Kristen Chenoweth, or just a lot of classic singers like even Barbara Streisand or Julie Andrews have inspired me a lot in the way that I sing. And then I've grown up listening to a lot of 70s and 80s music because that's my dad's favorite music. So bands like Journey, or Kenny Loggins, people like that. So
my wife's favorite singer is you just said it, Barbara Streisand. Yeah, so definitely, you've got that in common. All right. Now with Rumble, how well is it being received? Hopefully, well.
Yeah, I think we've had a great response to the release of Rumble. It's been really cool to see everyone's reaction to it. Yeah.
Good, good. Do you think you'll tour the album and
I
where?
want to play shows. We right now we don't have an actual tour like set up. We're actually going to play in the Loud and Proud Festival in Germany in
Oh,
2025. So I'm really excited for that. Yeah, other than that, I just want to start getting some shows. Yeah.
locally. I
Yeah,
mean,
local shows.
U.S. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, all right. And obviously, the two of you have met and being, as far away as you are. And uh, let's talk about the album. If you had to choose three, and we can go more than three, but and this will definitely be interesting to hear what Sophia thinks. What are three of your favorite songs on the album? Matthew first, and then Sophia.
I think my favorite song is the song Weeping. I always love the songs that start out like acoustic and then they build to sort of the more like metal thing. And then besides Weeping, I think Laodicea and then Midnight Cry, I think are my three favorites.
And what
my
is it? What kind of inspired you on each or some of those songs? Yeah, go ahead.
For Weeping, what inspired the music was I wanted to write sort of like the metal ballad that was like on the album, sort of inspired by like the song Nothing Else Matters by Metallica,
Oh yeah,
like I don't know, Fade to Black or that kind of style of like
yeah.
acoustic and then it gets more heavy. So that was what inspired Weeping. I think what inspired Midnight Cry, I really wanted just to write like the grand finale on the album. So like a longer song. It's like 7 minutes or something, I think. So I just wanted to write a really epic song that had multiple different like sections in it, besides like verse and chorus, and had a really epic ending.
Yes, it
So that's
does.
kind of the goal with Midnight Cry. Laodicea, I think the main thing was I just wanted to write like a really high energy song. So it has like double bass, really fast double bass in it and stuff. And also it has a really cool acoustic intro that I really like.
All right. Sophia.
Matthew just stole but two of my very favorite songs. So I love the song Weeping, actually, is one of my favorite songs too. And from just even the listener standpoint, before I was even part of the band, it was a song that, I mean, it makes you want to weep. It's
Yeah.
just very touching and beautiful. And I loved how subtle it was at the beginning, because I think that really communicated um, the perspective and the meaning that the song was trying to get to you. And it really got to me in a way that, you know, when it built and got more and more powerful, the more and more meaningful it got. And then I also love Laodicea. And as a singer, I love it because the chorus is extremely high. I mean, it goes up to a high B flat, and I need to use my classical technique and work on that. So that's just actually been fun to have a challenge on that song. And then I love Rumble because
Okay.
I think it's just so catchy, honestly. I heard Matthew perform it for his friends. And I mean, the melody was already in my head. It's just something that people can easily approach, and you just love it. It's just a fantastic song.
All right. None of you guys said Chosen. That's probably my favorite. Just, I don't know why, but I like that Middle East instrumental sound in most of my favorite, like Kashmir, things like that, that have
Mhm.
kind of stuck with me over the years. And well, the lyrics as well are very powerful. Um, what about that song? How do you how did you come up with it? Let me put it that way. It's really perfect, I think.
Um, well, the lyrics came from a verse which basically says
Yeah.
that chosen generation. I wish I could remember the exact verse right now. Maybe if we have another interview, I'll remember and I can read the verse. But the music, I guess I really wanted to have that sort of Middle Eastern kind of sound to it from the beginning, even before I had like written anything. That was, I guess, what inspired some of it. So that's like my favorite part in the song, the melody that the strings play at the beginning. And so yeah, I kind of just wanted to have that sort of, it reminds me almost of like some of Epica's music because they have a lot of that Middle Eastern sounding melodies and stuff.
Well, and the things that you're writing about happen in the Middle East, so it's perfect.
Yeah,
And
that's true. Yeah.
I mean, the setting. And I think you did a video for this, didn't you? If I remember
Yeah, we
correctly.
did a
And
video.
the
Yeah.
video
Yeah.
was part of that film there, or did you just get the film off the internet, or how did that?
No, actually, our videographer, Aaron Thomas, he's an amazing like storyteller and videographer. He made that video for us. So I don't think he actually filmed anything. He just like sort of, I don't know, compiled the different images and stuff online or with whatever program he uses.
Okay. Um, and Sophia, have you met Amber, and um, how does your voice compare, or how is it different?
Yeah.
How would you approach some of these songs versus maybe the way she sang it, I guess, or would you sing it straight the way she did?
Yeah, yes, I have met Amber and I've heard her sing many times. I think she has a beautiful voice. And honestly, when Matthew asked me, I thought, oh my goodness, there's no way I can sing as well as she did, because she's just got this gorgeous voice. And anyone who's listened to the album knows that because she's fantastic. So yeah, I think, well, a lot of the way I'm going to sing it will be inspired by how she sang it, just because that's how I've listened to it. That's how I learned the songs. And she did a fantastic job doing it the way she did it. But I'll definitely pull in my own style and make it my own, with still, having it be the song and, yeah, with all the hard work she put into it, but also kind of make it my own. So yeah, I've actually been working on that. And when we get to getting more shows and live performances, I'll definitely be working that out of how I'll take the song or a different approach on the song. So yeah.
Any you want to talk about yet, or no? Too early.
Oh,
I
like
mean, you haven't
specifics?
been there long enough. I mean, any songs that you want to just talk about in which you're going to sing differently? I don't want to put you on the spot because you haven't been there long, but
Yeah. Um, let's see. I think just by name, I mean, I think Chosen and Midnight Cry will just sound different in my voice just by nature of the timbre of my voice versus the timbre of Amber's. So that will just naturally be different. And then also on Weeping, that's, again, it's a very intimate, like
yes.
focused beginning. So I think stylizing that more at the very beginning, could be something that I'm looking into and figuring out how to make it, sound super, super personal in my voice. So those are specifics that I'm thinking of right now. But yes, absolutely. That's something I'm definitely thinking about for down the road.
Excellent. All right. The title Rumble. Where did you, I mean, obviously we all know what a rumble is. What's the rumble for you, Matthew? I mean, I
For me,
think I know, but I want to hear it from you.
yeah, well, I got inspired to write this first song I wrote on the album was Rumble, the song, and the sermon that I heard was from a guest pastor at my church, and he was talking about this rumble that's happening in the spirit, which is basically like a revival. So that's what the rumble means. So that's why that's what the whole album is basically. I guess the theme is sort of like a revival that's happening in the spirit. So yeah, and I thought that'd be the best name for the album because it's like the first song on the album that you hear, and I guess it's the point of the album. So yeah.
All right. Um, Midnight Cry. That you mentioned Dream Theater and Queensryche. I heard a lot of not a copy or anything like that, but a lot of influence from those two bands on Midnight City or Midnight Cry. I'm sorry. Without your glasses, you don't see as well. But tell us a little bit about that.
I didn't hear which bands you said, the audio cut out.
Oh, I'm
Which,
sorry. Dream Theater and Queensryche. You talked
oh
about how
yeah,
much
Dream Theater
they
and
influenced you. Well, I think they did a lot on Midnight Cry, but you tell me.
yeah, I think well with Dream Theater, I guess I'm really influenced by them in my writing with like the rhythms, I guess, because
Okay.
I guess the rhythms are more, I guess, progressive, which is like Dream Theater's thing.
Yeah.
The riffs, I would say, are a little less progressive than Dream Theater riffs, so I think it's more of a rhythmic thing. There's odd time signatures and like tempo changes even, which is a very like Dream Theater-y thing. So I think yeah, Dream Theater was definitely a big inspiration for me when I was writing that song. And I guess Queensryche, the rhythms and stuff are similar to Queensryche also. And I guess I haven't listened to as much Queensryche as Dream Theater, but I know that they do use like odd time signatures and complex rhythmic things. And so yeah, I guess that the rhythm was the most it was the most similar to Dream Theater and Queensryche.
All right. Um, just looking for. All right. Now, have you guys started work on maybe a second album with Sophia? Or Sophia, are you writing lyrics or writing songs? Or, I mean, like you say, this just happened recently, so I'm not putting you on the spot, but I'm just asking.
Well, we haven't officially started writing any new songs since Sophia joined the band. I have some lyrics that I've written that are on the way to being finished. So I have some stuff that I'm working on, but we haven't like officially started the song. I hope to start songwriting really soon though. I'm really excited to write new songs.
All right, and she's gonna participate as far as the writing, or how much? Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I think yeah, I would hope that Sophia you'd be interested in writing. I mean, we've talked about it a little bit, but we haven't gone in detail as to like who would do lyrics versus like, melody. I think it would just be a really collaborative,
Yeah.
Good.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, where we all
And
just sorry, what were we gonna say?
I was just gonna say, so you do most of your creating with the guitar, making playing with riffs, testing melodies that way, and then write to that sound, or
The way I go about songwriting is it's helpful for me to have the lyrics first. Um, and so with all the songs on the album, I had the lyrics first, and then I try to work out a melody for the lyrics. Some of the songs actually I co-wrote with my friend Shaden, so like she would have a melody and I would compose like the music to the melody. So that was for like a few of the songs. But yeah, most of the time the lyrics come first, then I wrote work on a melody and then fit like the guitar to the melody, I guess. That's how I've found that it's the easiest for me to write.
and how about you, Sophia? What's the easiest way for you to write?
I'm sorry, did you say something? The
You
my
cut
in-
out. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Sorry. Yeah, maybe I'm not speaking close enough. Sophia, same thing. Do you think, or how do you write music, or how do you create music? Is it like a melody, or like he said, lyrics that come to your mind, and then you create the melody from that?
Yeah, I would say creating by starting from the lyrics is kind of the way that I would write too. It would really depend. I mean, sometimes there'll be a great melody that I'm thinking of, and then or I just have a certain theme in mind of just the type of song I would like to write, about. But yeah, I think working from the lyrics first, then the melody, and then filling out the rest of the song would be how I would love to work as well.
All right. Well, let me ask you this. Is there anything that I haven't covered that you guys would like to talk about?
um I'm not sure. Sophia, do you have anything?
Um, I don't think so. We've talked about a lot of good stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
good. Yeah, no. All I can say is definitely give these guys a chance. Please listen to this album. It will blow you away. It will teach you something. The lyrics are wonderful. The lessons, the stories involved in the lyrics, if you really listen, and um, there's a lot of good news, which these days we need as much as we can get. I mean, the media is flooded with the other, so it's wonderful to hear um, good music and good lyrics coming, especially from a next generation. So thank you very much for that. We're happy to hear that, and I'm sure your parents and other people that are your peers are definitely proud of you for that. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you for having us on this interview. Thank you
Mm.
for taking the time. Yeah.
Well, definitely. I'm looking forward to the next album with Sophia, so we can hear what she's going to sound like. And are you going to do maybe a single or something for her? I know you did that I think it was a cover.
Yeah, the Epica song. I think probably when we record the next album, we'll release it like a single first, and then wait a bit and then release another one. I don't know exactly when, like I don't know the timeline, but yeah, that's the goal, is to release a single, I guess showcasing Sophia's voice first. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you got to give it some time. She's brand new, so yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Did you want to say something, Sophia?
Yeah, I was just going to say thank you for having me on this interview. This is my first interview as part of Tierra Vacía. So this is so exciting for me to be able to talk about the music and really get into it. So thank you for having me here today.
And you're looking forward to rock with these guys on stage, I bet.
Yep, I certainly am.
Good. All right. Well, thank you both very much. I'm gonna put this on pause, so don't run away yet. But again, thank you very much for coming today and taking time to talk about this. I know you both have very busy schedules, as Matthew mentioned before. But thanks for taking some time out to do that. All right, hold on just a second. I'm gonna put it on stop here. But thanks again.